What's up, y'all?
What up? What up? What up?
Hola.
What's going on?
What's Gucci? Can y'all hear us?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
sound good.
You sound
beautiful,
good.
Beautiful, beautiful. Everybody sounds good.
Word. What's up, Christina? What's up, girl?
How you guys enjoying this quarantine?
Headphones on. There we go.
I know you. You must be going crazy, Ruben.
Oh yeah.
You going super crazy.
Yo, and I try to do what Josh says on creating, but it's so hard.
That's hard when
Like, you know what I mean? Cause like I can't, like, I'll try to start doing it, but then after a while I'm like,
It's hard.
It's
Like,
not the same.
we've been catching up, like just editing a bunch of old shit, and I'm getting antsy. I want to shoot new shit.
But we still, everything got to see the light of day, so we just gotta take it.
That's the constant battle we have.
Yeah.
I'm always like, yo, let's work on new content. And he's like, no, we have so much old shit.
I'm working on the new content. We just have to make sure that the old stuff see the light of day on YouTube too. So anyway, it's a balance.
No, that's true. We
It's
got a lot
balance.
of content that hasn't seen the light of day.
That's what I mean.
Because editing is like,
Tell me about it. That's my whole life.
You gotta get with a Murph. I got me a Murph.
That's dope. How you guys get that logo in the corner?
I got this whole shit set up, like it's going through our Sony camera, it's going through like my podcast mic, and I got it's like a stream, but it like Zoom picks it up like a webcam.
Oh,
It's it's not even that hard though. I'll do like a little how-to and send it to you guys. You guys can get right too, because I know you got all the equipment you need.
Word.
And
All right, so
y'all should have the little spark up in the corner too.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, so we're here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have two gentlemen who work tirelessly all over the country. You can say, right? Not just in Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah.
I've had the pleasure of hiring them for the Spark Up Podcast Live back in April 2019. Yeah, and that was
like 1 year
great.
ago. Like 1 year ago now.
Yeah, exactly a year ago.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
what a
Crazy.
difference a year makes, huh?
yo,
Ooh, look how we doing the meetings now. That's crazy.
I know.
And they've been super professional, very easy to work with, so very proud. And also they work with Flawless Real Talk,
Yep.
who we all know is an artist on the rise globally, not just in Rhode Island. So introduce yourselves, tell us what you do, who you are, and all that good stuff.
Well, we're Josh and Murph. We have a YouTube channel called Josh and Murph.
Yep.
We also have Red Eye Movies, which is our video company.
Yep.
We pretty much just try to do anything involved with like entertainment, media. He is a crazy drummer, so that kind of comes in on the side too, and that kind of helps with the nightlife aspect.
Yep. So full name, Mark James Murphy. I'm Joshua Brew. Some of you guys might have seen, like he just mentioned, some of you guys may have seen me behind the drums or with Murph directing or shooting some videos or what else were we doing? Consulting or whatever, man. A little bit of everything.
you do so much. I know you got more to say.
Nah, hey, whatever needs to be done, that's what I do. Like as far as
I feel like, especially with Flaw, like we went head first with Flaw. Like it's almost like we feel like we could be like almost do artist development in a way, because we've done everything behind the scenes for him. So we feel like if we had to, with all the knowledge we got from Flaw, we could go to somebody else too, and with like merch, marketing,
get their
videos,
get
everything,
their visuals
right?
and everything right for for social media and all that stuff. I feel like we put that together.
It's definitely been a journey trying to figure out what exactly we do.
Yeah.
And Murph, you do music too as well,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's been a little bit since I recorded anything new. I actually just recorded a remix to Jack Harlow's "What's Poppin'." I'm about to put that out, but
I like that beat.
that shit's crazy. He got the flow on that too, so I was trying to do my own thing on it, but that's gonna be coming out. It's been a couple years since I really recorded anything new. I got a new relationship. I got a stepdaughter, and she was like 10 or 11 at the time, and I felt like what I was putting out there wasn't really, I didn't want her to hear. But now she's 13 going on 14. She's listening to Future, the baby. Like I'm not saying anything that they're not saying. So I'm back, baby. I'm back.
What do you think stops you from, besides that, has stopped you from doing music?
I think a lot of it was how much video we were doing too, which is like
a stupid amount. Bro.
Yeah, I always try to compare it to like a carpenter. Like if you're at work all day and you're hammering nails, and then you get home and your wife's like, "Hey, do you mind if we just put some new siding up or something?" You're like, I don't want. I've been doing it all day. So when I'm out filming or I'm editing all day, and then like I got that little time slot to work on my shit, I don't feel like editing. You know what I mean? I'm gassed out.
I feel for that.
Yeah.
And you guys have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Josh and Murph.
Going crazy on the editing.
Trying.
We're putting out like 7+ uploads a week.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous. We're pushing the pace like ridiculous. We actually just stopped and did 6 uploads.
We're going to 6 now.
We stopped to 6 uploads just because we try to go. We went as soon as we started. We committed to like going hard on YouTube. It was like, all right, well, a friend of ours, BeerTube, was like, just make sure your first month is like super solid. So we were actually doing. Probably for the first month, I don't know what month that was, but like a month ago.
I don't even know. Yeah.
But we started with like 10, like almost 10 a week for the first whole month.
Wow.
And then we just dropped it down to like 6, 7 a week, and we got so like all the, for an example, so like everything we do, we try to put the city on the map. So like all the club videos we've done, we take each one of them and we recategorize them. We put it as an episode on our channel. So it's called, every weekend it comes out, it's called PVD is popping. So like every weekend there's another club video from a different club and different faces and different, beautiful faces, all that good stuff. Like just a good time. Every weekend something crazy. We've recorded a ton of artists. So on Saturday and Sundays when you subscribe to our channel, you're waking up to on Saturdays you're waking up to a good time, and then on Sundays you're waking up to a fire recap from one of your favorite artists. It could be The Baby, it could be DMX, it can be Jay Critch. I don't know, name a couple. I don't know, Burna Boy. Who else?
DMX, Method Man, Redman. You guys know. You guys are always there too. You guys usually at the shows too. So like, we try to make, even though with everything going on with this quarantine, like we know like the days don't matter. Like every day blends together. But we really try to give people the feeling of like that weekend feeling still on our channel. Like Saturday's the concert, Sunday's the club, like whatever, And then we save the more like traditional content, like vlogs and unboxings for during the week when shit's a little more chill, even though everything's fucked up right now.
Now,
for sure.
Now, what would you say has been the hardest since the quarantine started?
This is when we before we had this conversation, I was like, yo, Murph, I was like, they're gonna get 2 different perspectives. They're gonna get a single man's perspective, then they're gonna get somebody who's at home with his girl. They both work, and he got the stepdaughter, so like it's gonna be you're gonna get 2 different answers. So you want to go first?
So I would say the hardest thing for us altogether was like when this quarantine first started. For us, it was almost like a blessing. We were like, okay, so we can't work on anybody else's work. Let's get all of our stuff out of the way. So we went hard for like 2 weeks, and then this
organizing.
Yeah, we didn't even no uploads, no editing, just organizing.
Like strictly like naming everything we've done and listing it out, and then categorizing like A, B, C, and D content. Wow. And then like from there we were like, okay, well then we put it on the calendar. We were like, okay, well then blah 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 blah. Like it was so much. It was so ridiculous, but it made for everything else. So like we created kind of like a system. So like. Now it's, even though it's still like a lot to keep up with, at least we're like, all right, cool, we gotta do, we know what's coming up on the weekend. We're like, we always stay like 2-3 weeks ahead, so like we're uploads and everything, so and it's like 7+ a week, so it's a lot, but it's. So
we implemented that system, and then as the corona shit really started getting crazy, and my girl started getting worried. She has like asthma and stuff, so you got to be worried. And we didn't know all the information back then. Now I think everybody's a little less worried right now. But when it first happened, she was like, listen, she was very reasonable about it. She's like, with our daughter here and everything, she's like, I know Josh is self-isolating, but I think we might have to call a little like hiatus, because when me and Josh work, it's literally 9 to 5 or sometimes earlier. We'll come to the office 8 to 5 every day, and we'll work on whatever. So like we had to stop that for like, what was it, like 2 weeks? And
so we started doing Zoom call. Like we would I would stream him working.
I would set up like a stream of my desktop.
Like sharing screens.
Yeah, and I would do a private link on YouTube, and then he would just join me, and he'd be like, oh, I don't like that part of the edit. You know what I mean? Because I do all the technical shit, but his input while he's here with me is invaluable. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going, I'm editing, but then he'll like stop me and slow me down and be like, hold on.
I can. So like this is how I like to say, like Murph does everything, right? I know what I want to see, or like what we're seeing. I know what the vision looks like. I know the vocabulary kind of, but I cannot. He's learning
how to edit it. He's coming up with like phrases that he doesn't know. He's just like, but they work, and it pisses me off. He'll be like, I think you need like a keyframe right there just to adjust the scale, and I'll be like,
actually, that's
like, you're right, but shut the fuck up.
But like,
so basically, you're Pinky and he's Brain.
Yeah. So that I think that was like the hardest part of it is when we had to like stop that, because at first, as like creatives and like and stuff, it's kind of easy being locked in. You know what you know what I mean? The hardest part is stuff like this, where we can't really interact with you guys one on one. We can't hug. We can't match up. You know what I mean? Like that's like really the hardest part for me is the social part. But also, I'm always inside. I'm always here.
Yeah, what's your routine like? Tell them what your routine like is. Like, you know, besides what we do for work, like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
you stay indoors for the most
part. I pretty much stay indoors all the time. Like, my girl always makes fun of me. She says I'm always in the cave because I'm down here. Like, this is my basement. This is where we edit and this is where we do everything. So like, we'll work here from like 8 to 5. Then I'll do like family time for the rest of the night, and that's always been normal because my girl was at work from 8 to 5 as well. So now she's out of work, so it kind of switches things up a little bit. So I gotta really adjust, and thankfully I have a business partner that adjusts with me because he is not in a relationship, and that's a total different life, as you guys know. And when you gotta deal with somebody else's relationship when you're not in a relationship, that can definitely get frustrating.
How?
Y'all heard that?
Hit up Josh. He's single.
I think he wants to stay that way.
How has it felt to be together now, like spending more time? I mean, I don't want to get too deep in your business, but if you guys are living together, you know, I'm assuming that you've been together for quite some time.
Me and my girl?
Yeah.
We've been together like, I think we just celebrated our 3-year anniversary in April. So that's not like too long. I've been in longer relationships in the past, you know, but this one is like a super real connection. Like we were actually like messing around for a couple years before we even decided to take it serious, before she even brought me around her daughter and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we really felt out everything. And then like a couple months in, this house came available, and the studio, the basement, her first thought was a studio for me. You know what I mean? And like,
that's a real one.
Yeah,
yeah,
the real one.
Yeah. So like, and she already knew what I did. She knew the lifestyle. She knew that I toured with Flawless. I'm always on the go. You know, so like, and she's a little bit older than me too. I'm 27. She just turned 35. So it's like a total different experience. Like I don't have to deal with a lot of the insecurities and a lot of the immaturities that come with dating a younger girl, because I've dated younger, I've dated my age, but like, and honestly, I've said that people that are in happy relationships, this must be a terrible time for them right now, because I consider my girlfriend my best friend, so it's like I'm spending time with her all the time. Yeah, that's I have no problem spending a lot of time with her, but if you're in a bitter relationship and you got to see this person all day, every day, I can't imagine. So I definitely lucked out.
You just do what I do.
What?
Nothing. That's it.
How about you, Josh? I know you're always. I feel like you're probably never home. You probably never see 4 walls unless you're in the office.
Well, so to be honest with you, I'm actually like I'm a lot like Murph, but so my thing is this, like. Like it's just funny. Like I like to escape for a little bit. I'm with the rah rah. Like let's go out, let's have a good time, let's have a few drinks, whatever. But I'm the dude like, yo, I'm gonna meet y'all there. I'm out of there when I feel like it. I'm like, I'll pull up to like, so for an example, like on weekends, like my friend Josh, a lot of y'all know Sway. He's a drummer. He plays at Nara. And like, so I'll go there. Nara closes at 2:00. Doors close at 1:00. I'm pulling up at like 1:15. Because I know everybody. I'm pulling up at 1:15. I'm gonna play the drums for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna see people enjoy themselves, and I'm out of there. And for me, that's enough. Because like I watch my fights. Because I love watching my fights. I make my environment at home like super chill. Like I enjoy being in my space. No problem. Like at all.
Take the boxing on the go. You literally was recording Spark Up, and you were watching a match on the side. I'm like, what is this guy? Take a TV with you
everywhere. Even at concerts, you go to the back room. Josh is there watching.
I'm right behind the curtains where everybody's performing, and I'm letting them do their thing. Sometimes I bring a friend so they could do, so they could watch or they can help out or something. And I'm like, that's what's up. I'm making sure I'm not missing no fights. We have so many vlogs where that's literally all I'm doing. But that's what I'm into, and like that's why I used to stay saying like and besides the other things for medicinal purposes, but I'm just. I don't know, man. For me, that's the only thing I kind of miss. I would just be honest. Like, we'll just be kind of going out and seeing people enjoy themselves more than anything. Like, over me, like, interacting or any of that. Like, I like to see people enjoy themselves, and cool. Like, I'm good. I'm out of here. But, like, that's pretty much the only thing I kind of miss, really, because I see my family. My family good. Mm-hmm. I'm good.
We're getting work done.
That's good.
That's the only thing that really frustrates when we can't get work done.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are the same. You guys clearly have figured out how to navigate through this and get some work done. And I'm sure.
Respect, because you guys are.
We're adapting to the new norm.
We're trying. It was a rough couple of weeks because we had things lined up where we were gonna have Jay Ramirez, Clarabelle, who is a hair influencer on Instagram.
Dope.
So we had lined up people.
We even had Flawless for the free tickets for the Met.
Exactly. We were looking forward to Flawless's tour, and so there was a lot some in the works
completely forgot about that.
When they don't fall through, you kind of get discouraged, but we got to keep the momentum alive some way.
I think for a lot of people, no, I'm sorry, Ruben, go.
No, you go.
I would just say I think for a lot of people, especially us that are used to shaking and baking in person, it's making it a point to figure out how to make content like this, you know what I mean? And like people are doing like TikToks and stuff like that. Like I'm not on that wave yet, but it's content that you're making at home by yourself and it works.
Yeah.
So how about you two when it comes? I'm sorry, Ruben, go ahead. I know you had a question.
No, I was just gonna say they say that the ones that adapt will be successful. Because it's never gonna go back to the old way of living. You know what I mean?
Not for a while.
Start living. It's gonna change forever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how, in terms of mental health, do you two ever have that conversation?
Oh, I went full screen for a second. I think I messed everything up.
Good now.
That's my fault.
Okay, yeah, no, let's not do that. But yeah, no. So what did you mean by as far as that conversation?
Like, do you guys ever talk about because I know you're two young men and mental health, I feel like is kind of taboo when it comes to men. And I don't really know how guys interact with each other. If y'all are talking about your feelings and your stresses, is that something that you guys can count on each other for?
Talk about stresses? I think we do. I think we have more. I think we argue a lot for sure.
We argue a lot. And I think that's what that is. It'll be like, well, tension will be high in the studio, and we'll argue about something small, and then we'll be like, "Why are we arguing?" And I'll be like, "Yo," one of us would be like, "Yo, what's wrong? What fucked up your energy before you came in here?" And then we'll get into. We'll
reverse engineer the conversation.
We'll reverse engineer the issue and figure out why are you coming in here like that? Because we can't have that energy. Because if one of us is off, the other one's gonna be off.
Especially we're trying to film. The camera don't lie.
The camera definitely doesn't lie. So we didn't get an argument today, so hopefully our energy shows that we can be Gucci. But Saturday's usually a day off, so we chilling.
Yeah.
Do you guys come from families that have issues with mental health, or has mental health ever been a conversation with your family?
For me, not really. I feel like with the generations, like the further you go back, the less it's talked about. Like my grandma is 100% Japanese, and she lived over there during the war. Like she's experienced the bombings and everything, and she's breast cancer, all this stuff. So like she is a hardened individual. Like, and up until like a couple years ago, until I say I love you when we hang up the phone, she won't say it. Like she's just very hardened. So I feel like that generation doesn't really talk about it. And then when you get a little lower, like my parents kind of do, but even my dad's still a little hardened. But my sister is like an open book about all that, I feel like, and so she's kind of inspired me to talk about it a little bit more. But like, I don't know, I've always kind of been a very level-headed individual, so it's never really been an issue. I also think that I medicate pretty like a lot, you know what I mean, naturally. I think that I would probably be on some sort of mood stabilizer or ADHD or something if I wasn't doing the devil's lettuce. So I think that has a big part of my mental health, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, oh damn, hold on. For me, my family, I come from I would say it's a stable family. My parents are at home. My sister's what is she? She studies. I'm tripping. She studies psychology. She's
a gangster scholar.
Yeah, for real. Cause she had like my sister. I gotta brag real quick, but my sister, she like. And this is why I get mad at some women when they say all these excuses about stuff like this. And I include you in this conversation too, because I see you grinding every day and you have a daughter. So respect to you, mama. So my sister had 3 kids. She got married, had 3 kids. She never stopped going to school. She's going for her master's. She just she graduated with honor rolls. She graduated at the top of her class. With what I was gonna say, and she never slowed down with all the pregnancies. Throughout every pregnancy, she kept going to school and everything like that. So it's just like, and she's continuing to still get good grades, and the kids are growing, and she's at home doing this quarantine thing. I was just telling him like, my sister was stressing. She's like, I got my finals, and then she sent me the grades, and she got 2 B's and all A's. I'm like,
she's a superhuman.
That's what I told them. Like, yo, you crazy. But like, I come from a good. I don't know.
Not to cut him off. The most important part is that she's not on Facebook or something bragging about it and like wanting everybody else's validation for what she's doing. She's doing what she does for her family, for her children. She's just locked in. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm grinding on my end, because she wants to open up a practice where like there's no medicine, no traditional medicine. She just wants strictly healing through arts. So like music, dancing, drawing, whatever, like just strictly through arts. So like that's why I want to get it right on my end, so I can buy her that building. There's nothing to talk about. Let's get it popping. That's it. And like, but like my mom and my dad are good. Like, I don't know. I think, you know, obviously keeping everybody in close quarters does bring the tension high. I live in my own space anyway, so like it's not that serious. But I always check on them, make sure everybody's good. I think that everybody misses social interacting, because like it was my grandmother's birthday and my mother's birthday. We went to go sing happy birthday to my grandmother, and she lives in one of those, you know, those old people homes. So she was at the top level. So we went to the backyard, and we was like, hey, like a bunch of us. They called the cops on us. It was stupid. Like, it was like everybody was.
You guys were all 6 feet apart, though.
Everybody was super far apart. So it was just like, oh, come on, this is getting ridiculous, guys. Like, I mean, not that it's getting ridiculous. I do understand the paranoia. I totally understand. But
just trying to say happy birthday to your grandmother.
Come on, like, we're not gonna.
And your mother a week before Mother's Day.
Yeah, a week before Mother's Day is my mother's birthday. Is my grandmother's birthday.
Tough time.
Wow.
My aunt died on that day from cancer, like 10 years ago. So it's like, appreciate it. It's all good. But like, you know, it's a tough time. So like, you know, I understand where people are coming from. I just hope that people act right once this shit is over, and we're not at each other's throats, like, because I'm scared to see what's gonna happen when the clubs open back up and one person coughs because the hookah's too harsh or something. Like, you know, people are gonna scatter like rats. Like, what's gonna happen? Or people are gonna fight? Like, I just hope things, you know, normalize a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just ranting, but did it go?
We still got them?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So where does the medicine come in? Like, why the medicinal? You called it the devil's lettuce. why take part in that if you feel like you're mentally stable? What is the point then?
It's a good point. It's definitely.
I can answer that. For me, at least.
Okay.
I feel like I handle in my line of business, I feel like I handle a lot of affairs, a lot of other people's affairs. As you guys know, I'm always putting, like, there's always I have to handle a lot of people's personalities and kind of like be the middleman to a lot of things. And I feel like this kind of mellows me out, where it's like that can be stressful, but you know, I'm for the most part in a relaxed state, like more relaxed than I would be when I'm handling so many things. Because if I were to like put you through, not put you, but like, you know, for an example, like put somebody through my schedule, or like as to what I'm putting together, it would be kind of, sometimes it's like 30 moving pieces, like, for, you know, different individuals. If we're putting together a production from top to bottom, I'm in charge of getting the dancers, I'm making sure that Murph has help with the cameras, I'm making sure that the musicians are on point, I'm checking on the dancers while they're doing the choreography, make sure that matches, I'm getting actors to do stuff while Flo's performing. I'm putting together the outfit changes. I'm just trying to run it through it, but like there's a lot of different things. So it's like I feel like this would really just it keeps me chill. And to be honest with you, I'm more of a new smoker than anything, because
it's funny.
I just started, like, I was with Flo since 2010, and I didn't start till like 2000. I didn't smoke till like, and Flo, like the whole squad was super heavy, super. I'm talking about, we on a tour bus, first tour, and we on a 48, 50 city tour, and they are blowing it down and it was for years till I actually tried it. And because there was a stigma about it. I grew up in church. That's my upbringing. I grew up in church, so I was kind of like, oh, you know, I'm good. Like, I'm straight all that, and like, I just wasn't with it. And like later on, as I became an adult, and I saw that people who partook in it were more productive than people I worked with, and I was like, I was like, wait a minute, this is not how people portray, like, oh, you know, you become a couch potato or blah 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 blah. Like, I feel like I've become so much more productive. Like 18-hour days, 24-hour, like we don't stop working when we go on the road. Like that, those months and like those months of work and like crunch together, it's light work. That's how I see it.
For me, it's like, I know it affects everybody differently. Like, it affects people around me. Like, my sister has a hard time smoking, but she's always like, I wish I could smoke like you. And it's like, I get that, because I've gone through my phases of paranoia and anxiety when you smoke and all these things. And even, like, some days you want to just smoke and do nothing. But from, like, and people think it makes it so you can't focus. But for me, it's always kind of been, like, I focused on one thing, like, really heavily. Which might be bad because I'll block out everything else around me, but for like video editing or something like that, it's really good because then I'm just fucking locked in, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I always felt like maybe I don't want to justify it by like other things, like if I wasn't on this, I'd be on Adderall or Ritalin or something to calm down ADHD or something like a mood stabilizer, who knows? Because when I was younger, I did have a temper and all this stuff, but who knows?
Me too.
Yeah. I did too, but also a lot of that, I think, from my temper when I was younger was living with family, and it was just a lot of like I had a brother and a sister, so it's just living in a small place with siblings. It gets rough, and I just always was mad. And the second I moved out, it could be that, it could be the smoking, I don't know, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's a really good question, Christina, because I mean,
amazing girl. That's a great question.
Yeah, but there are times like when we go to certain cities where like there's no weed, like, and it's not even that there's no weed, like it's very strict, like at the Bible Belt down in the Midwest, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
you don't want to get caught out there with nothing.
Yeah, so it's not even worth it, especially if you're going through borders, and especially if you're in the tour bus, because they know.
They take you off the bus and they bring dogs on and they sniff the whole joint. Yeah, for sure. When you're going through the borders, absolutely.
Yeah, especially on the tour bus, they assume it's so
you best not be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You better have smoke.
When you're in places in times like that where you're not smoking, how do you deal with the stress? How do you balance yourself out aside from smoking?
It's usually not a problem, but it's only usually a couple days. Like, who knows if it was a month stretch, something like that. You know what I mean? But
I feel like I'll be fine. I was like, because there's days where I don't like. I smoke every day, whatever. But there's days where like I'll work all day and like it's like right before bed I'm like, damn, oh, I guess I was like, yo, you know, to fall asleep now, like I'm a you know, that's how I usually do. But normally I you know, from the time that we step into work, it's go time for me. And from morning to the afternoon, like it just keeps me.
It doesn't get in your way.
No, not at all.
It's all pretty situational too, though, because like he said, like we could have work days where we're filming in like side of a restaurant, and obviously we can't smoke like that. You know what I mean? So we can't be doing that. We're not really trying to, and like for us, it's really important. We're not ever trying to make it a priority to where it's affecting something else.
Yeah, never.
You know what I mean? Like we can't be avoiding or procrastinating something else because we're trying to smoke real quick. Like that's when it becomes fiendish and shit like that. You know what I mean? And some people are on that level, but we're just not.
It'll never impede our work. Like it'll never impede our work. So
yeah,
it's never been a problem. That's how I see it. Like my mother, she hates it. Like, but she knows. Like she always tells me like. So like for an example, like I burn all the time, and sometimes I smell like whatever. I come say hi to my mom. I'll go visit her, and she's like, her and my dad will be in the middle of an argument or something like this, and I'll just say some things like just to calm things down, and she's like, wow, she's like, I don't understand, like aren't you high or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, what's the problem? Like, and I'm like, she's like, yeah, but you're not. I'm like, that doesn't do nothing. It doesn't, like, and I had to, she knows, like, it doesn't really, she knows that I'm.
Like, it doesn't still change who you are.
Not at all. If anything, she knows, like, I end up, like, kind of like, I want to say, like, I raised my consciousness in the sense where, like, if people are, like, over here arguing, like, going like this, like, I know how to step back and kind of assess the situation. And everybody's like, yo, dude, you're supposed to be high, bro. Like, you're not supposed to be talking like this. I'm like, yo. What are you talking about, bro? Like, this doesn't do nothing. Like, it doesn't change anything. If anything, it makes me more, it helps things be relaxed. But
it affects everybody differently.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know.
But like for instance, my girl used to have anxiety from smoking, but now she smokes sometimes. But I tell her all the time, and like maybe I'm biased, but I'm like, yo, you're your best version when you're a little high. Like every sharp edge that you might have just gets rounded off a little bit, and like anything that might get that maybe this is situational, but if I say something sarcastically, it's like it's more of a joke now, maybe because you're stoned, but like it doesn't get taken the wrong way, like ever. You know what I mean? So I always tell them like, hey, you're your best version. To me, I always say like it's like all the things.
The mood stabilizer.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like a lot. It's all the best versions of alcohol, like all the best aspects of alcohol. Like sometimes like I get more sociable. I'll talk more. You know what I mean? Like overall, it'll change my mood without the whole negative aspect that alcohol brings into the situation. You know what I mean? Where shit can get a little more heated, or you're a little more sloppy. You get sick. Like I feel like it's really, I don't know. Do you guys smoke? I know Ruben does. I don't know about you, Christina.
Damn, don't put him on the spot. He don't smoke, man. Damn.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, no. For me, it's you can go, Christina. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I come from a similar background like Josh. I'm Dominican, so to Dominicans, gang. To Dominicans, weed is like crack cocaine. Like
facts.
You cannot be doing these kinds of drugs. And for a long time, I looked at it like that too. But you know, because you're not educated in it, or like people who are doing it in the hood, they're like smoking, and you see them sitting down playing video games all day. So the perception of people who smoke weed is a little skewed. But, you know, I took it on myself, but I suffer from anxiety. So I have to be careful with what strain I smoke because it'll send it off. And so, but then that's just, you also have to be conscious and like, and you have to know yourself. You have to know how much you could take. Even with drinking, I know how much I can drink, how much I can't drink, when to stop and all that. So like a lot of my issues with smoking or the effects that it has on me on smoking is not so much because of the weed. It's because of my mental stability, like outside, like my life is already, you know, hectic. So
it's a lot.
Since I'm aware of that, I know that if I can work on those things, then smoking shouldn't be a problem. But I feel like if you're smoking on top of the anxiety and on top of the stress and depression you have, it can make it worse. So I feel like you have to be careful with how you use it and why you're using it. But like how you guys are saying it, it's a mood stabilizer. And if you can use it for that purpose, then hey, great. But if you're using it to sit at home and now you're in your thoughts and you're feeling being productive, then I feel like it's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. What about you, Ruben? Did we lose him?
Hey, Ruben. No, it's coming in now. There you go. We be back.
Hold on. Am I good?
You're good.
Yeah, there we go.
Christina, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For me, it's more like, you know, my head goes in different ways all day long. Like you know, the quote, the hamster on the wheel never stops.
Yeah.
You know, so technically my mind's always working. Like I'm thinking how to do this, how to learn this, learning, you know, and you know how I'm learning how to do video. I did photography. So I'm like really dabbling in so much that my mind doesn't stop working. So for me, it's more like you know, it relaxes me to slow down my thoughts and kind of focus on one. You know, so that's the only reason, and it helps me sleep.
Yeah,
it's a good sleep when you're.
I hear that. Yo, to be honest with you, like I forgot to mention that, like I was on tour, man, and we toured very often. I toured very often with Flaw, and it was sleeping in these bunks, man. It was getting tough. Not gonna lie to you, it was like getting real tough.
It's comfy when you first see it. You're like, damn.
Yeah, kinda.
Day 20.
Well, yeah, like... when. No, I'm a big dude, man. I'm 265, bro. Like I'm almost I'm 6 feet with Tim's on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
No, but like I'm a big dude, so like even when I like if I wake up in the middle of the night, like I just like put my knee up, I'm smacking the top bunk, and it's like it's uncomfortable. Like I can't even. I'm here. I can't even like.
And you on the bottom every time.
I can't do this. Like I can't even turn over to sleep on my side because my shoulders is hitting. Like it's hitting. So I would smoke and. I would put on Bob Ross, and it got 5 minutes into that video, it's over. It's over. Like I don't even know how he finished the painting.
And then when the video ends, you got a theme song. It's like, and it wakes you up, and you're like, fuck, shit.
Yeah, but you gotta get but you see, I just downloaded the video, cut it, and just played that to go to sleep. It was you have to you really gotta figure out a routine. But I'm not gonna front. Smoking absolutely helps.
I guess it all depends on the strain, and I try to figure that out. My girl thinks that she's like, I need indica, so I got her this pen that was 90% indica, 10% sativa. And that shit ruined her. And I was like, yo, I think you might need like a 50-50. I think the 90 is a little too much.
90% indica?
Yeah, because she's like, I don't want sativa because it'll make my heart race because she's got anxiety. So she's like, I need indica because I need it to like chill me out. And I think I went too hard.
Much. Yeah, too hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to figure out what kind of strain I need.
Balance,
I feel like I like sativa, but then sometimes I feel like, all right, now I gotta run them out. I gotta do this, and I'm like, okay, I need to relax.
Yeah.
So it is being educated on what you're using.
Yeah.
But to end it off, because we're running behind on time.
Oh, absolutely.
We have another interview, but we did enjoy you guys.
Oh, of course. We enjoyed this too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see you guys grinding. I see you always on social media, even with the whole marketing flawless thing. You guys are doing great. So
appreciate it.
Likewise, you guys are doing amazing too.
It's only a matter of time before the whole country knows who Josh and Murph is.
Hey, no,
spark up.
Absolutely, man. We bring everything. It's not like what I love about this whole Rhode Island squad thing is like, there's no race. Like everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's everybody's putting in the building blocks, and once it all comes together, it's a wrap. Like
it's just more spotlight on the city. Anything that we do, you do. What Flawless did, what OSF's doing right now. OSF's having a big moment right now. So I think anybody that's shining light on the state,
everybody,
stay silent, everybody. So I think everybody that's doing work is it's inevitable.
It's gonna translate in the craziest way. I'm just excited to see it. Like when we're in the middle of it all. So. Yo, kudos to everybody that's watching.
And you guys got interviews with everybody. You guys got everybody. So it's crazy, man.
We're trying to get everybody. That's the goal.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for this. We really appreciate you thinking of us.
And tell the people where they can follow you, your YouTube channel, Instagram, all that good stuff.
So you can follow us on YouTube. Our channel is called Josh and Murph. You can follow us on Instagram, our Red Eye Movies page, our Josh and Murph page, our indiviual pages, Brew number 1.
We officially have more Instagrams than bands, so we out here.
We're just trying to put it out there, man. We're just trying to get our content out there and just put out quality and quantity. Like, they say you can't have both. We say different.
Yeah, they say quality or quantity, so we're like, fuck it. What if we do both?
Yeah, we do both.
I think you guys are doing the same thing, too. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You guys are pumping out at a crazy amount.
Absolutely.
So.
Word. All right. You guys take care. Be safe. Keep creating, and we'll keep in touch.
You too. Respect, guys.
Deuces.
Stay safe. Later.